Yeah, June 21st.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. She's 81. Oh, she is 45. 1945. You're 50 what?
56.
Okay.
So she's
Oh, yeah.
20, just one.
Yeah.
So she's only.
So are you like John about the lady, right? Like, who's looking out on how much time I'm losing in game?
I did.
I'll get it to you.
Yeah.
Like, I tell you, like my mom like told us, like, you lost 3 minutes today.
I pay attention. Says.
I think it would be interesting if we study of people who were born on December 21st or June 21st and see if they're
Less on 21st, like the long days.
or if either in, you're generally more interested in that than.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Let's get started. I want to call this meeting to order. You could please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Reeser. Kramer.
Here.
Lawson.
Here. Start with the approval of tonight's agenda. Do we have a motion? Second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Approval of consent agenda. Any questions? Comments before the? Do we have a motion? So moved. Second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Mayor comments or commendations. I do have one. As you can all see, council member Marcus Bowman is not here. He recently moved out of city limits, so he has turned in his resignation as council member effective today. So he no longer will be with us moving forward, and we will proceed with the process for us
Yep, I will.
appointing.
Yep, I'll shoot you all an email on your choices on how to fill vacancy. You can either fill it by appointment or you can fill it by special election. 99% of the time when it happens, cities fill it by appointment, so you don't have the cost of the special election. So I'll do an email to you all and Julie that lays out the whole process, and probably on your next agenda, that will be an action item for you guys to determine if you want to fill by appointment or if you want to fill by special election. And then you have 60 days from the date of the vacancy to fill it. So we'll have 60 days from today to fill it by appointment. And if we don't get that done in 60 days, then Julie has to certify to the auditor that we didn't fill it, and then they call a special election. Hopefully we'll get that done in 60 days.
If, because we don't have 5 people, if there's a tie vote, does the mayor cast a vote to, or
It's
no?
not.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to look at that law again, but I don't think so. I have it stuck in my head that he doesn't ever cast a vote.
Never.
I didn't think so. I thought I had it in my head that he doesn't ever, but yeah, it just dies then for lack of a majority.
Moving on to citizens' requests and oral presentations. Before moving with the people present here tonight, I do have one. I received one via email from Betty Rusick from 103 Walnut Street. She said, as I'm unable to attend tonight's meeting, I would like to address my comments through an email. I've lived in Hudson since 1994. This is the first year I've ever experienced difficulties with Baja waste. It personally has not been a big issue for me. My major concern is losing yard waste pickup. I live on Walnut Street, which has many older trees, and we're constantly picking up debris in our yards. And having this service is critical to me. There are many on our street alone who have bags out every 2 weeks. I ask that you and the city council take this into consideration when you make decisions. Thank you for allowing me to express my concern. I also appreciate you communicating about this issue. Thanks. I do not have anybody here present who signed in that would like to speak, but if anybody has anything to say, you have the floor. Right. Moving forward to the next item, approval of the resolution calendar. We have resolution, item A, resolution 3465, approving the contract with ICOM for community development services. Resolution, item B, resolution 3466, approving the contract with ICOM for public works services. Item C, resolution 3467, approving road closures for summer events. Item D, resolution 3468, approving the contract for school resource officer services with the Hudson Community School District. Resolution 3469, setting the date for the public hearing for the disposal of public property on Cherry Street and Marion Lane. Resolution 3470, authorizing entry into and payment of easements for Butterfield Road Bridge project. Any question, comments regarding any of those items, any of those resolutions?
I wanted to talk a little bit about the SRO project or agreement. Is that, in order to do that, do we need to pull that out of that list?
If you want to approve all of the rest of them by one vote, you would ask to pull that item. If you just want to talk about that and you anticipate that you're still going to move to approve all of them without a change to that one, then you wouldn't need to pull.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And before you make a decision on that, just an update so that everybody's up to speed. The disposal of public property on Cherry Lane and Marion Lane, that's the right-of-way property that we're doing to line up with the street, but retaining an easement on. So whenever a city disposes of public property, we have to do a public hearing for that. So that's what that resolution does. And then the easements on Butterfield Road Bridge, I know we've talked about those multiple times, but there is some monetary consideration for those. I don't remember what they were.
Been discussed and approved. We just need to do the resolution.
Yeah, I can't remember, was it $2,000?
2,000.
Okay, so just making sure everybody's caught up on those two before you, because they were, it's been a minute since we talked about those, so I just wanted to make sure we covered that again.
So I don't know if I want to pull it and vote for the others or not. It kind of depends on how the conversation goes.
Okay, then you can go ahead and ask about the conversation now, not pull it, and then decide.
So can you give me, or give all of us, what's the understanding of the agreement that we're considering with the school regarding the SRO?
Okay, I met with Dr. Moss and we've redacted, cleaned up the old agreement that we had to make it more concise and make it more better sense.
Sorry to interrupt, we also removed the automatic renewal. It's now drafted such that it ends at the conclusion of every school year unless one of the parties seeks to do something by way of a written agreement. So it doesn't auto renew every year now. That way you're not binding future councils in regards to that.
Got it.
Yeah, so that was one of the changes. We made it 12 months, renew every year. The only thing that they wanted to add regarding that is that we initiate agreement talks 60 days prior to the beginning of the new school year, which it makes sense. Then we they wanted to add that they, in case we decide to change the SRO, the SRO again, that they will have a say or a vote.
Yeah.
Who they have, agree with who we appoint.
They get collaborative input. It doesn't give them the ability to change their decision, but they have to be discussed with in regards to changing the SRO.
Exactly.
But it's still, the decision making still falls with the city in terms of, what offer that you're sending.
Yes, we kept the 50/50 for, paying the SRO 50/50. We divide that, those wages, which in the past it was the same way, but it was not enforced properly and billed properly by the city. And, before it was, 50/50 for 9 months. We've changed that is 50/50 for the 12 months, wages for the officer.
Not knowing exactly what our financial situation is, I don't remember if this is a private conversation I had with somebody or if it was something that we talked about here, but I was under the impression that I never talked to Dr. Voss directly or to anyone on the school board directly, but it was communicated through various channels to me somehow at some point that they would be open to a 75-25 agreement. Was that pursued at all?
That was, those were some, suggestions before the meeting with Dr. Voss, but it was never agreed on. Like it was, and it was brought up during the meeting, and to be honest with you, it wasn't received very well. And I get what you're saying, based on the fact that the officer is at the school for 9 months out of the year. It would make sense that the city covers more of the officer's wages for the year. So it makes sense. The school makes sense. It makes sense that the school, at the same time, and talking to Dr. Boss, discussing that, there is a relationship with the school, and the school does a lot of other things that they don't bill us or charge us for. Like using the buses during the summer for the summer programs, or using their facilities whatever they need to, and they don't charge us for using the gyms that we have, or the facilities, their fields for parks and recs, et cetera, et cetera. So I do agree that it is a relationship between the city and the school, and we both provide the city and the residents more than what's on paper. So I believe, and this is just my opinion, that we shouldn't be nickeling and diming in things and asking for things that are, that there's a give and take there, and I think that 50/50 is fair.
You talked about in the past, for some reason, we weren't fully billing the 50%. What is the exact, what was it billed? Or, so that means that we actually in the past paid more than 50%, right?
Yep.
And so do you have any idea what those figures were and how that'll be different now?
We don't have the numbers, but with our new city clerk here,
I don't think that insurance was included,
Right.
there was no insurance, I mean, it was pretty much just wages and like FICA and IFRS.
Just FICA and IFRS, like during, like FICA and IFRS for the whole year and just wages for the summer, or?
No, what we billed them for, and I can't tell you how she got her numbers, but I know there wasn't any of his like fringe benefits were not included, so it was just payroll, wages, and FICA and
The
IFRS.
contract has always said total cost.
Yeah.
Of the employee, total cost, including all benefits, et cetera.
Yeah.
So I think what Julie's saying is
Correct. Is there any way we keep any of those past uncharged costs?
I guess in theory, if you want to ask the school to reimburse you for what they want to probably go for.
I think I'd be convinced that 50/50 is fair. And another thing that I would throw in that we didn't say is that these officers, if something's needed in town, when they're on duty at the school, they can leave the school to go help with that. And so I'd like it to be 75-25, especially given our budget.
50-50, I could get on board with that. But I'm hearing that like, we had that in the contract, but it wasn't billed correctly, then I'm a little more skittish if 50-50 is actually 30-70 because we didn't bill it right or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I don't wanna make sure it's actually 50-50 and not,
It will be,
It will be.
but I don't think we can go retroactive and be like, hey, we realized this wasn't being done, you need to pay us another $25,000.
Especially with it, when the agreement is expired and, you know, I think we'll be damaging the relationship more than we're getting.
The relationship is more of an issue than I have with the contract being expired. I mean, technically, it's a breach of contract in theory. If they didn't pay the proper amount, then it'd be a demand letter saying, here's our math. Here's what we billed, here's what the checks were. I mean, but it's about whether or not you really want to get in that kind of relationship with the school district.
so it'd be good if the school district would just recognize that the city is being very kind to them. And maybe give us some capital that we'll cash in at a later date. And it's something that I'm not sure what it is.
I think they do recognize their relationship, and like I said, we both provide the community with a lot of things that we don't necessarily, you know, charge for, or, you know. But I have no vote. It's up to you guys if you wanna move forward or table that, and we'll present the whatever changes you wanna make.
I think if my math is right, you're talking 75-25. Well, if you count in, the school covers half of the 3 months. So that, and now you're talking a little bit closer to your math of 75-25. You know, if you throw in the 3 summer months, the officer's not there, but they're still covering. But the math kind of math's low. I'd be in just favor of the contract as it's agreed to, so.
There's also Thanksgiving, Christmas, winter break, spring break, holidays, education, teacher development days, like, you know, you get what you're saying. But there are extra days that he would be on duty if he
Not in school.
right. Because if they're closed, it's not a holiday for him, he still has to get his hours.
So is that, if there's not school, they get put on the patrol schedule?
Yeah.
And not doubled up with somebody because they have extra time, but they're actually taking a shift.
We're just shift.
Not covered otherwise.
Right now, short staff, Officer H will be covering the town and the school at the same time. So whatever call comes throughout the community of the city, he's going to respond to until I come on duty at 2.
So I mean, not now in the summertime.
Not in the summertime. In the summertime, he's on outside patrol.
Yep.
So, and again, to piggyback on what Daryl said, now it's 50% of 12 months, not 50% of 9 months like we had it before. So it is gonna be more.
Steve, what do you think?
I'm on board with Daryl.
You good with that? Then we're good to proceed as a whole, resolution calendar. So do we have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second. Roll call.
Kramer,
Aye.
Cook,
Aye.
Reeser,
Okay. Item 7, public hearing to approve the plans and specifications, cost estimate and form of contract and accepting the bids for Butterfield Road Bridge. We have a motion to open.
So, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Public hearing is now open. Discussion.
So we didn't get any written oral comment on
I did
this.
not.
I saw a Facebook post on our neighborhood Facebook page, which is out that way, Butterfield Rancho Road, just letting people know that it was on the agenda tonight. So I just want to make sure that no one's here who wants to say something.
I assume we got, how many bids did we get, Jake, do you know?
The easement side.
One bids or something?
3 bids.
Three bids. And were they, how far apart were they?
They were all within 70,000.
Okay.
So the winning bid was 424,000
And the lowest
at the low bid, which
responsible, whatever.
was 80,000 under engineers.
I was just gonna ask what engineers assessed to us.
Came at 83,000 under our estimate.
Oh, thank God, you guys know.
We need to hire a different engineer. I'm kidding. But Martin Bear. I'm kidding.
Okay. All right, those are the questions I had.
Any other questions?
So that we have a motion to close public hearing.
So moved.
Second. All in favor? All opposed? Public hearing now closed. Resolution 3471 awarding the contract for the Butterfield Road Bridge Replacement Project to Iowa Bridge and Culvert LLC. We have a motion.
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Reader,
Aye.
Kramer,
Aye.
Resolution 3472 approving the contract with Iacom for the Butterfield Bridge Project Engineering Services.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Reader,
Aye.
Kramer,
Aye.
This item in the agenda, discussion possible action vacating alley near Fifth Street.
This is my issue. We had a Board of Adjustment meeting in June. And one of the requests at that meeting was to build a garage that was going to violate setback requirements, which was right by an alley on Fifth Street. And I was trying to get the map pulled up so that I could, you can, what do you need down there? Got that? Okay, good. Like the applicant who. It's just this, oh, there's the alley, okay. Right, this is the alley, Julie? Yeah. Yes, right here. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I need to figure out which house. It's the one in the driveway, right? Like
yeah, the one that's blue.
The one that's blue was the applicant.
Yes.
Okay.
Fifth and what?
Here's your address on. It's Griffith. Right, Griffith?
No, no,
I'm just trying to look
The other
right
one,
at.
that's the other one.
no, this is Miss Pulls.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Maintenance here and board.
Cedar, oh, got it. This is the block that we're looking at, we're saying?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, so
I see the alley.
this is her house in blue. That's on, if you hold the map this way, this is her house that's in blue down here. And when she appeared for the Board of Adjustment hearing, she said that she believed the alley next to her house had been vacated. Which I had no way of knowing at that point whether or not it has been, but she's correct. We were able to go back and look. This alley was in fact vacated back in 1991, 93, long time ago, which is fine. They did the process for vacating the alley back then, but with the vacating instrument, they didn't award the adjoining landowners the property. So the alley is vacated, but nobody owns it now. So it's vacated as a public thoroughfare, right? But the adjoining landowners, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different lots, should have been awarded each half of the alley onto their lots. Are you tracking what I'm saying? The Iowa Code section now says that when a city vacates an alley, they shall award the adjoining property owners with that portion of the alley that is you know, one half of the alley closest to their house. And so typically you'd have an ordinance when you vacate it that actually has the legal description saying, all right, the east half of the alley between Fourth and Fifth Streets is awarded to the following property owners, and then we do a resolution that does that. So in this particular case, that didn't happen. So even though the alley was vacated, all of these adjoining landowners don't own the one half of the alley. It's just vacant. So I'm suggesting you should go forward with the process and vacate it properly. Because, yeah, we don't take care of it anyway, right?
The only thing that's in there is we do have a sanitary sewer installed.
Okay, so we should retain an easement for those purposes, and I would do that in the vacating instrument in order to retain the easement for, or retain the right-of-way access for our infrastructure. That's easy, and that's commonly done in the vacating as well. Now, if we do go about doing this, I want to be clear, since she's sitting here, I don't know that that will solve her problem on her garage necessarily, but it helps because she would then get more land on that side of, so she wanted to build a larger garage this way. But her setback requirements, as you can tell, she's right there on the lot line. She didn't have enough setback space in order to build the garage that way. Now, I don't know, how wide is that alley, Jake?
20 feet maybe.
So maybe she's gonna get an extra 10 feet, maybe she's gonna get 10 foot there on her lot. That might give her enough room to do a regular 2-car, because she only has a 1-car garage, right? So she might be able to do a design that doesn't require a variance, that still keeps her setback once she gets her extra 10 feet. Again, I can't guarantee her that right now, and I'm not telling you this so that you solve any variance or board of adjustment problem. I'm telling you of this issue because it came up in investigation of something else going on, that this procedure had not been completed by way of awarding the adjoining landowners with the alleys. That's why I'm giving you that. So what questions do you have so far? I've dumped a lot of
What do you
information.
need to do that?
I just want authority tonight to move forward with revacating the alley under Iowa law.
I have moved on.
I think Daryl wants to make that motion, looks like.
Just make Say with the legal requirements, probably vacate and maintain the easement for any of city infrastructure that's underneath of said vacated alley.
Excellent.
Clean enough.
Absolutely.
Second.
All in favor?
Uh,
All opposed? Motion carries.
We anticipated that, and the next issue actually sets the public hearing, so that I can go ahead and do that.
Okay. So resolution 3473, setting the date of public hearing regarding the vacation of alley between Fourth and Fifth Streets for July 27, 2026 at 6 p.m.
second.
Roll call.
Reasoner.
Aye.
Kramer.
Aye. Aye.
Next item on the agenda, ordinance 930, an ordinance amending the code of ordinances of the city of Hudson, Iowa by amending provisions pertaining to speed regulations, third reading. Do we have a motion?
So moved. Second.
This is up on
Any questions?
Yeah.
Your comments?
Reasoner.
Aye.
Kramer.
Aye.
Cook.
Motion to adopt ordinance 930. An ordinance amending the code of ordinances of the city of Hudson, Iowa by amending provisions pertaining to speed regulations. Do we have a motion?
Second.
Roll call.
Kramer.
Aye.
Reasoner Byrd.
So remind them items, Next, Public Safety and Committee meeting, scheduled for July 23rd at 4 p.m. Personal Admin Finance Committee meeting, July 27 at 4:45, and Public Works Committee, August 5th at 7 a.m. Next council meeting, Monday, July 27th at 6 p.m. We have a motion, unless anybody has anything else. Do we have a motion to adjourn? Move to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you all. Have a good night.
Do you have a password?